What's going on, guys? Chris, SBT Garage, and we kind of got a off-the-cuff video today. Wasn't really prepared for it, and it kind of, I don't think who we're going to be talking to today was prepared for it either. It's not this red lightning you guys see behind me. We will get to this. We will get to the other one. And we'll get to a couple things here because this house here is probably more like a dream garage for a lot of guys. And what I'm going to show you today is, you guys, this is video one of probably 4 or 5, just because of what he picked up, and I want to get to that real quick. But without further ado, I'm going to introduce you guys to a really good friend of mine, Joe, and we'll start going through some of his collection. But I'm going to turn the camera around because I don't want you to see yet what's on the other side, because we're going to get to that. Oh, you might have seen a little bit of it, but not a lot. So we're going to start here with this abomination of a lightning. Joe, step up there. Let's talk about this thing real quick. All right. So I know this guy. He's saved in my phone as Lightning Joe. This man has had more Ford Lightnings than I'd say anybody I've ever met.
I agree with that.
And this, at this point, this was probably one of 4 he's had in his driveway. And this one here, I call it the abomination because it's something I would never do to a Lightning, but this man did it, and he did it pretty well. So, Joe, walk us through the truck. Let us know what you got, all right?
All right, well, it's an 02 Lightning. I've had it for 14 years, and it ended up going through a few different phases. It ended up with a 4-valve with a single turbo. And then it ended up with a small block Ford in it. Then it went back to a 4-valve, and now the abomination, as Chris calls it, has a twin turbo LS in it. It's got a turbo 400. It's all 4-linked, big tire and back haft.
Yep. And we're trying to get some light in here so you guys can see maybe a little better. There we go. Big twin turbo LS Lightning. Again, I wouldn't do this to this truck, but this man did it. And he did it pretty good too. So it's got the cutout exhaust on both sides. The interior is completely, it doesn't even scream Lightning anymore. And the bed of this thing is pretty wicked too. And the guy that did the weld work back here was who?
Name's TJ at Wright Metalworks did the rear suspension.
So,
everything else was done in-house.
And this man does all of his wrenching, or I'd say 99% of his wrenching and building, all on his own, and comes up with some pretty cool stuff. So this truck here is quick. It literally just got dialed in, probably within the last 48 hours?
Yeah, pretty much. Last week, we put a really expensive trans in it. A new turbo 400 and got it all dialed in, running again.
And now it's on the road, and he can actually drive it and enjoy it. So we will be shooting some videos in this thing because I hear it's scary fast, and it looks scary fast. But we're not here for this. We're going to get to another car real quick that we're not here for, so stand by. All right, so quick pause, came back. You guys can see a shadow to the left of this. That's the reason why we're here. I'm really not trying to reveal it, but you guys will see it probably on the thumbnail. He has a 03.
It's a 03,
yep.
Zinc yellow.
Zinc yellow Cobra. How many miles-ish?
Probably 80-something.
80, mid-80s, we'll say. Kind of got this for a solid deal, too. One of the many Lightnings he had, he ended up posting for sale or trade.
It was for trade.
For trade, and somebody on one of the Cobra pages, or Lightning pages, I'm not sure which one it was.
It was on a Cobra page.
Yep.
And the way it worked out, I lucked into this. The trade.
No. This is not luck. What we're gonna get to is luck. This is
beginner's luck.
Yeah, this is rolling the dice and hitting a little luck.
The truck I sold was the Lightning
4-valve
swap, big turbo. Yeah, traded.
Yep.
It's actually really funny. I reached out to the guy. We FaceTimed. We had all our ducks in a row. Carfaxes ran, the whole deal. me and my girl went up to the Panhandle, met the guy halfway to Texas, and we did the trade on my 35th birthday last year. So this was my birthday present to myself.
And he's always wanted one. He's always been a huge fan of my car.
That's how we met. We met because you had a Cobra
at a car show. I had my silver convertible. But he's always had. I told him, man, stop buying all these Lightnings. You can buy a Cobra, but he just keeps coming home with the Lightnings, yada yada. Now he got home with this thing. This is a 3.4 liter Whipple car, believed to be a completely built.
It is a built motor.
Built motor. Yep.
Magnum swap.
He got a solid deal trading that. Here, pop the hood real quick. He got a solid deal on this thing, trading it for that Lightning. Because not that the Lightning was bad by any means, but this car here is
Now this car though is partially built, not bought. It did not have the wheels, the aerospace brakes, the coilovers, or the Whipple. It had.
And you did all that yourself. It had the Kenny Bell on there, correct?
It had a Kenny Bell 2.8.
Yep. Not the Mammoth, non-Mammoth, but he found a decent deal on that 3.4. Scooped that up, I believe, off of Marketplace.
Cobra
Page, and
you know what the thing is? Everybody wanted Gen 5 3 liters.
Yeah.
And this guy was sitting on it, stole the blower. Made more on the Kenny Bell than I did on this.
And here it is. The car, it's got a little, we haven't really dived into it too much cleaning it wise. He just got the wheels on. He's probably been through a set of 3 wheels in the last year since he's had the car.
I've been through a set of 3 wheels in the last month.
On this car. Just trying to figure out what he wants, and then he's going to dial that in, and, we'll go through, and a little paint work here and there, but solid deal on this car. And super happy for him because, again, he's Cobra fanboy and wanted the car, and he nailed one. But we're not here for this car. So we're going to pause the video again. I want to show you guys one more thing, and then we'll get to the other car. All right, guys, so we're real quick showing his other SVT, and this is his daily driver. You can see there's a lawnmower in the back. He's got, He's got two rolls of chain link fence back here.
A generator,
a push lawnmower, and it's hooked up to a car trailer. And this man daily drives this thing as his daily.
It is one owner, 70,000 miles.
Yeah. Good, clean little truck. Something he just beats around in town with, and
bone stock.
Again,
not one modification to it.
Lightning Joe has Lightnings, right? So we're gonna walk over real quick. Nothing special on this. Again, this thing here's pretty just bone stock, and it's lowered, correct? You did lower it.
That's it.
And that's
2-3 drop.
2-3 drop on this thing, and he called it a day. But let's get to the other car. Let's show you guys what we're here for. All right, guys. This lucky SOB is driving around town, local to us. What, 5 minutes down the road? A mile? 2 miles?
If that.
Stumbles across a 2 owner, and the second owner owned this car since 2004. And he happened to be driving by in the Lightning, coming back from a car show?
No. Me and my son went to Home Depot.
Oh, Home Depot.
I forgot something.
Yeah.
Accidentally turned down a side street just to make a U-turn and go back. And I saw just from the rocker, the bottom of the wheels, just maybe an inch of the rocker under the car cover. And I'm like, no way.
That's a Terminator. So
I knew exactly what it was. Did not know it was the color, but I knew it was a Terminator, and it was just sitting there. And I saw another New Edge under a cover next to the car. So not to look like a complete stalker, I came back the next day in my yellow car because I randomly walked up and knocked on this man's door so I could look like an enthusiast, not a stalker.
Right.
And me and him hit it off and talked for 2 hours in his driveway.
And that was June of last year?
June of this year.
June of this year.
June
okay.
Of this year.
So about 6 months ago, right? Kind of has this interaction with the guy. The guy says, I'm not looking to sell it. Joe says, if you do sell it, here's my number. And kept in contact throughout the 6 months, never about the car, just about other random car stuff. And then calls Joe
last Thursday.
A week ago, and says, hey man, I want to part with the car, and I want you to have it. Now, again, 2-owner Mystic convertible, 8,300 miles, somewhere around
right
there.
around there.
8,300 miles, completely bone stock, except for we'll get to that. It has a painted to match JLT fender intake. Other than that, this thing
short throw shifter.
Short throw shifter.
That's it.
And this thing's stock. It's hard to see right now. I was really trying to get over here earlier. It was daytime. We will do a walk around. This thing's filthy. It hasn't had a bath in years. And that's kind of why I'm here. So we're going to do the initial cleaning series on this. Him and Ryan have to fix a wiring harness on it. It had a little mishap with some mice, squirrel, something got in there, got the
2 injector clips.
2 injector clips, so those easy repair. He'll get that done, and it's going to go to my house, and we're doing a wheel off, top to bottom, interior, exterior, engine clean on this thing and make it look like an 8,000 mile Terminator. I kind of want to tell everybody what you paid for this thing, because that is...
Oh, I kind of wanted you to tell them what I paid, and I kind of want to tell how the whole transaction happened.
So, like I said, this is probably, for the mileage and dollar amount, this is the cheapest 2004 Mystic Cobra in the country, if not the world. And I really mean that, because this guy, again, 8,300 miles. The interior needs to be cleaned, but it is not tore up by any means. It's just dirty. The exterior, the paint, I already walked around it, looks great. Not tore up, just needs to be cleaned, paint corrected, and then we're gonna ceramic coat this thing. The wheels are pretty tarnished a little bit. I think we can get those back as well, but he already does have a set of like brand new AFS wheels for this. And again, to me, this is the cheapest for the mileage dollar amount Mystichrome in the country, if not the world, because he paid $18,000 for this car in the height and the peak of what I would say these cars are kind of going for right now. So get into what you did to bring this home, because you guys saw 2 Lightnings tonight. This man kind of went through some of his inventory to get this car, and rightfully so. He did a amazing job doing that.
Well, it was a very random phone call. Me and my entire girlfriend's family were sitting at Firehouse, 8 o'clock last Thursday.
Right.
I get a call. He's like, Joe, I really want you to have the Cobra. I've been thinking about it. I know what you've done with a lot of these Cobras and Lightnings. You've saved some, you brought them back. I really want you to have the car. I was thinking of letting it go, and so I was like, okay, what's your number? I was thinking 30s, and I'm thinking...
And 30 wouldn't be bad, even with the bad injector harness on there, and even with how dirty this thing is, 30 would still be, in my opinion, a steal.
Gift, yeah.
A steal.
And the way it worked out, he told me 18. I about had a heart attack.
You didn't even argue the price.
I got home, and I had an 03 Lightning roller, no motor, no trans, nothing, 28,000 mile truck sitting here. I had the fully built 4-valve from the Red Lightning
sitting on an engine stand,
and I had a Harley Davidson F-150 that I had just had repainted, new gloss black wheels, lowered Harwood hood, daily driver to fit the kids. And I listed the roller. I listed the roller in one night.
Yep.
I listed it Friday morning. It was sold Friday night. Listed the motor Friday. It was sold Monday. The Harley was sold last Wednesday.
Took about 5 days to sell the Harley.
5 days to
so we're
sell the
about
Harley.
a week into this, he came up with
$18,000 in cash, not having to take it out of any checking or savings.
Yep.
Cleaned up my inventory of what could have started to be long-term headaches / projects.
Yeah.
Met the guy at the DMV while I was at work Thursday afternoon. Insured, registered in my name. Drove back to Tampa, dropped off my work truck, came home, picked up the car, had it in my garage by 7 o'clock. So exactly 1 week of me stressing that he was going to change his mind and think on it a little bit and be like, why am I selling it that cheap? Maybe a little more.
Because he did look online and he did say to Joe, hey, I kind of might have lowballed myself. I see what these are going for, but I'm going to stand by my word. And he did.
Yes. And now I talk to him regularly.
Sure.
Now, the gentleman that I got this from also has I don't remember what year. It's a Bullet.
It's a Bullet, yep.
He has a Bullet. Built motor, cams, turbo, makes about 700 wheel.
Yep.
Me getting this and him seeing the progress that I'm already starting to make the wheels, ordering some of the replacement parts. He actually texted me today and said he wants to get the Bullet up and going this weekend. So hopefully we'll have another New Edge enthusiast driving around with a pretty healthy built car.
He's, from my understanding, retired.
He's semi-retired. He has
a doctor or something.
He has a home in Ohio.
Yeah.
He actually has several parts for the car. He has the little factory roll bar. He has the tonneau cover. He has a Stegmeyer blower. There's a whole pallet of parts for this.
So with this car, I totally forgot about that. They said something. This thing comes with a slew of parts. Ported blower. It's got that styling bar with or without the brake light. I'm not sure yet because we haven't seen it. And it comes with it's unpainted in the box, never installed on the car, one of those speedster tops. And
he's got a quart of Mystic paint that's never been opened. He's got, and that paint is, from what I understand, very pricey.
So, for the $18,000, this, again, I don't want to say stole the car, we stole the car. And this is going to be a great addition to this man's fleet. We're telling him, as we say, don't Joe the car up, because we don't want to see this thing LS swapped in 9 months, because this man would be crazy enough to do that. But with me and Ryan in his ear, this car, we are going to talk to him and make sure this thing stays as pristine as we're going to make it, because he's, I don't know, in my opinion, he's sitting on a gold mine, and I think this car is going to be that in the next 5 to 10 years.
I've already spoke to Ryan. AFS 18s.
Yep.
Ibach Pro Kit stock. Because when you really think about it, we'll leave this mild, and the Zinc car is wild. I have the black Lightning out there that's mild, and I have the red Lightning in the garage that's wild. So I have a manageable Lightning and one that's could potentially not be.
Just normal. And this thing here, being what these cars are turning into now that we are 20 years into the production on these, that's kind of why I'm keeping my mineral gray car stock, because it's just kind of like paying homage to what these things were. There's not very many of them out there, and then to find another one right around the corner is kind of crazy. So let's do a quick walk around this, because it is getting dark. So I'm hoping we can see everything, but we will be doing a lot more of this in the daylight time as well. So stand by 1 second.
For the record.
Yep, go ahead.
For the record, it's just now, because it was such a crazy week, buying, selling, answering marketplace for 3 different high-dollar listings. It's a week before Christmas. I literally spent all day, outside, tinkering around the cars, and it's just now, it's finally starting to set in it's mine.
What you own, yep.
And I'm mind blown.
And rightfully so.
I'm excited to get this thing back where it needs to be.
All right, let's do a quick walk around this thing. Stand by. All right, so we're not gonna go too crazy on this. Got this thing off the tripod. Just want to show you guys. It's so dark out here, but painted to match. JLT intake, which I think, me personally, take it off, put the factory one on there if you can find one. It's got the factory pulley on here. This thing's gigantic. We just need the cover. And the car, like I said, is just dirty and it needs to be cleaned up. These wheels are the factory chrome wheels, so we'll do what we can on these. The paint looks great. There's no major defects on that at all. Headlights look amazing. And this car sat outside under a cover too, which is the other crazy part. This guy, literally just this thing was sitting outside under a car cover for years. Top is in great condition. There's no fading on this. There's no tears. It's the nice top. The ones that the Cobras came with. It wasn't that vinyl. It was more of like that carpet. And you can't even see the interior. But guys, take my word for it. This thing is just, it's dirty. It just needs some love. But we're going to get on this here. It's gonna get to my house, and we're gonna just go through this thing and make it look like an 8,000 mile Terminator Cobra. And I want to show you guys if I can get it here in the light. See, this is just how dirty this thing is. It's just all over the car. And I can't wait to get just some water and some soap on this and do a before and after. He told his neighbor to stop using the blower. You didn't have to do that, dude. That's funny. But anyways, guys, keep an eye out for this thing within the next, right here at Christmas is in like 4 days, 5 days. So keep a lookout for this. Video 1's here tonight. Probably right after Christmas, we're going to get this thing to the house. Hopefully he's going to have that injector harness fixed, drive it over, and give it to me for 3 or 4 days and just make this thing pop like it should. But Joe, thanks again for letting us come by
Anytime.
and seeing this thing. You know what, real quick, is it possible to put in the garage?
Power steering pump makes a lot of noise. That's one of the couple small things to replace.
Okay.
It'll make
Just
some noise.
let's just pause it and pull it in, because I do want to kind of see if we can get a good look at the condition of the paint and the interior. So let's pause this and get this thing in. All right, guys, we got it in here. It's like 30 seconds later, and I don't know why we didn't think about this earlier, but just get this thing under some light, and you can just see it's just super dirty. The wheels, again, I don't even know how they got that dirty just sitting there, but they did. Paint, again, just got a bunch of crud on it. We can clean that up. But everything's here. This actually isn't in bad shape either. Mirrors look great. Top, like I said, looks really good. And the interior itself, it does smell like a barn in here, so I have to take care of that. But the seats look great. The bolsters are good. There's no tears. There's no rips. The wheel's in great shape. I mean, he just got a good car, and I can't wait to see what this thing is for a before and after. I mean, you can just see how just dirty this thing is. It's just everywhere. But it went to a good home. He is going to take care of it. I know the dude.
You and Ryan won't allow me to not take care of this one.
No, not at all. Again, just all around the car. It just needs some areas need some extra attention. You know, this might need to come off and just get sprayed. I'll have to get into that and see. Window back here, we can get all that out, cleaned up. It's super quiet. And apparently, I don't know what Bergstrom is, but I don't know, maybe that was a dealership. Did he say where this came from?
Michigan.
Michigan, okay.
It's been down here forever.
Since 04, right?
Since 04.
So, all right, yes, look at the hood. This thing is just so dirty. But, Joe, congratulations, man. You deserve a car like this. I know you've been wanting this thing, a car like this forever. You started with the Zinc, and now you have probably one of the coolest colors out there. And let's bring it back. But thanks for having us by. Everybody, thank you for watching. As I always say, I appreciate the everybody kind of comment, liking, subscribing, and just keeping the channel going. And I think this is going to be a cool addition with that as well. But thanks. Keep it coming. I appreciate it. On to the next one, SVT Garage.